Hello and welcome. Congratulations on getting your CoreFlex4D dynamic core trainer. This video is going to help demonstrate some of the movements, not all of them, that you can do with this device. There is literally anything under the sun that you can do with this to dynamically train your core. So I'm going to show you a few of these to get you started and then let your creativity run wild. This really is a dynamic tool to help you train your abdominals in a whole new way. Now, I've always told people that it's super important to challenge your abdominals with dynamic movement, and that's what this device is all about. So the CoreFlex4D takes a regular plank and destabilizes it. So whereas on a regular plank, you'd just be in a static position the whole time, and on a very wide and stable foundation, on the CoreFlex4D, you're taking that same plank and making it super dynamic by creating just a little pivot point here that allows you to do movements that will challenge your core back and forth with balance in multiple different ways, and that in turn helps define your abs and strengthen them in a holistic fashion. So let's get started with just a normal plank on this so that you can start to see the difference. Now, as I was showing on a normal plank, we're just from the toes, keeping our back nice and straight and our forearms right underneath our shoulders, so at a 90-degree angle. And you can see even here, this is a challenge just to hold it like this. If you need to start off from your knees, that's totally fine. Get used to the balance of the CoreFlex4D and then progress to a full plank position. It is really nice just having that extra stability challenge in that movement. So just a basic plank, get used to feeling it, hold it for 30 seconds to a minute to start off with, and then progress from there. I mean, the 5-minute plank challenge on this would be a beast. It would be an absolute beast. So work your way up, do sets, try and set a timer so that you're challenging yourself and tracking your progress. Now, from the basic plank, we can move on to a plank with some movement. And for that, we can just add in things like plank jacks, kicking the feet in and out, mountain climbers, we can also do a rocking plank. And from that, we're just gonna start from the regular plank position and push our toes forward and pull them back. Push our toes forward and pull them back. Again, utilizing that core, really keeping your abdominals tight, your glutes engaged, and your spine nice and straight. From there, we can move on to dynamic planks. So with this, we're actually gonna be able to twist. We're gonna be able to do some leans and tilts, and that is gonna continue to challenge our core in new ways. So from the plank, just twisting. So again, I'm contracting my obliques here. I'm keeping my back nice in line, and then I can go the other way. I wish you could see more of the engagement, but you're gonna feel it as soon as you try it. Again, keeping the neck and spine in line is gonna be super important, and then just keeping the glutes squeezed so that you keep that nice flat back. Really key points here to get the most out of that kind of movement. Now, we can go into tilts and leans from the same position. So I'm gonna pivot here so you can see a little bit better, but you can tilt from one side to the other. And then you can also rock forward and rock back and just challenge that. Keeping your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Great movements, really challenging in a new direction for the core. Now, the coolest thing about this is it helps incorporate or utilize a function of another tool that I always used to love, which was the ab wheel, but it works here as well. So we can go from our plank position here, and we can use these pucks, these foam pucks, underneath our knees on any hard surface, and then we can just roll out like you would on an ab wheel. Now, when you're first starting out, you might only go this far, and that's okay. If you can extend further, go right ahead. You're using the core to drag the wheel back in. That's the biggest thing here, is that you're utilizing the core and not just shoulder strength, but you're dragging in with your abdominals and pulling it back in. So there's the straight roll out, and then you can also do a side-to-side roll out. And contracting those obliques on this side as you pull it back in, and then out to the opposite side. So some nice V motion rollouts here. Really beautiful movement to be able to do. This is one of my favorite ab movements. Then we can take it a step further because we're on our elbows, on the plank wheel, on the CoreFlex. So we can take this and go from our feet. So you can come up to a downward dog type position, roll out, squeeze and contract the core to come back in. All the way from the toes. So really challenging, much more advanced. Now when you're starting off with these rollouts, 20 reps is probably a great target point for beginners from the knees. As you advance, I would work this into some high intensity intervals where you're doing 20 seconds of rolls, 10-second break, 20 seconds of rolls, 10-second break. That will be much more advanced. And even though you're not getting as many reps in between, you're gonna be doing it in high intensity intervals, and that is gonna challenge the abs even more. Now, as you get advanced and you start rolling out from your toes, shoot for 10 reps. Just shoot for 10 reps. Take a 20 to 30 second break. Shoot for 10 reps. Do as many as those sets as you feel like you need to get a good burn on. Shorten the rest period in between, and that's gonna continue to challenge you so you can grow with this device way far beyond your wildest dreams and challenge your core in a whole new dynamic way. So that's just a handful of different things that you can do with the CoreFlex4D Dynamic Core Trainer. Again, I congratulate you on getting it. It's gonna make a world of difference for your abdominal training. I'm excited for the progress that you make, and I hope to see you again for more content on how to utilize this further.